My name is Khaled Sabsabi. My practice is made up of many things and it's progressed over years.
Sabsabi is an acclaimed artist. He came with his family to Australia from Lebanon, seeking asylum from that war, and his family run a video shop, and that has sort of influenced his work, which is, I guess, largely multimedia. He has worked for a bit over 3 decades as an artist in Western Sydney and is highly acclaimed. So the news that he'd been appointed as Australia's representative at the Venice Biennale was a massive achievement.
Think of what Cannes or Sundance are for film, or what the Olympics is for sports. That's pretty much what the Venice Biennale means for art.
It's a huge coup, so to be told that news and then have it revoked is really quite shocking. We haven't seen any visuals of the proposed artwork. That's not unusual. The most tightly guarded secret is what the work for the Biennale will look like. But both Sabsabi and Michael D'Agostino, the curator, they both talked about wanting to create an inclusive work, a work that would reflect something of the world but stimulate understanding and empathy.
My work is really about social justice as well. This notion of difference, yes, we're all different, but at the same time, we're all tied into something together, being humanity.
My question is to the Minister representing the Prime Minister, Senator Wong. The Australian government-funded organisation Creative Australia has announced that Khaled Sabsabi will be Australia's artistic representative to the Venice Biennale. Mr Sabsabi features the dead Hezbollah terrorist leader Nasrallah in his artworks. With such appalling anti-Semitism in our country, why is the Albanese government allowing a person who highlights a terrorist leader in his artwork to represent Australia on the international stage at the Venice Biennale?
Excellent. Thank you, Senator Chandler. Minister Wong.
Thank you, President. Senator, I wasn't aware of the facts as you outlined in your question until now. I agree with you that any glorification of the Hezbollah leader Nasrallah is inappropriate, and I've expressed those views previously, and I'll certainly get further information for you.
And then very hurriedly a board meeting was called of Creative Australia, which is our top arts funding body. Very soon after that we heard the news that the invitation to Sabsabi had been revoked. He was no longer going to be Australia's representative. The 2 works in question are from between 15 and 18 years ago. One features a former head of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, who was at that time the head of Hezbollah.
This is a strong symbol of resistance, and that's why I chose this image. And but it's also for us. I mean, for the Western audience, they look at this and they may be shocked, yeah. But that's not the idea, because I don't just make work for Western audience. It's also about us, and it's important for people in the Arab world to also understand the work.
And the other is called Thank You Very Much, and it features footage of the 9/11 attacks, the planes flying into the World Trade Center. It quotes George Bush in a speech around that time saying, "Thank you very much."
Thank you very much.
I guess like most artworks, they're ambiguous. They're not making sort of a statement either way, but what we bring as viewers of artworks is our lens. The way we view the world determines how we perceive what a work is saying.
My work's been called extremist in the past and all sorts of things, yeah. My artwork essentially is about humanity and commonality.
it's pretty clear that these have been perceived in a certain way. And I guess the big issue with all of this is the idea of silencing someone for something they may have been suggesting, although there's no clarity over whether or not they were suggesting anything negative or supportive of Hezbollah. That said, Sabsabi has absolutely been on the record about his, despair about what is happening in Gaza. He wants peace. He has spoken about that, and he absolutely wanted to create a work that might be inclusive rather than divisive. There have been high-profile artists expressing concern for Palestinians. Somehow that is seen as being anti-Israeli or anti-Jewish, and I would say that it's a lot more nuanced than that. You can support Palestinian people and their plight while still supporting Jewish people and their plight. It's not a black and white scenario, and it's about what governments are doing.
Elections need to be won, and the political cycle is so fraught and so heated. And I think, sadly, Khaled is a collateral damage for this seething fury in the community at the moment, which is totally out of control.
People cannot understand. There are a few levels to not understanding. One is the lack of transparency about why the decision has been made. The next few steps will be interesting. Creative Australia has announced it will hold an inquiry into what happened. When Senate resumes, there will no doubt be a number of questions put about this issue. Artists are calling for the entire board of Creative Australia to resign. People are talking about what right people have to tell artists what they can and can't use in their work. I feel like it's a big discussion that is going to keep rolling on.